What's up guys, my name is Phil. Welcome back to our detailing life. So in today's video, we have two vehicles, two jobs today. Whoa, that's super bright. There we go, hopefully that's a little better. So we have two vehicles in today. We have a Nissan Rogue and we have a Harley Davidson. So the Nissan Rogue is in for just our maintenance detail. So nothing special on that. We'll go through the wash process and then some of the interior. But really it's in good shape, so it's not too bad. But the Harley definitely needs some polishing. It's all black, it's one of the touring models, and it has the side bags on it and everything. Everything is gloss black, and it's pretty swirled up. So we're going to polish it, and then we're going to ceramic coat it. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. So let's just take a quick look around the Rogue. Really not too bad. A few little bugs here and there. We're not going to worry about any type of swirls or anything like that. This is just a maintenance. As far as interior goes, really nice leather. I love this type of leather. And carpets and mats, not too bad. That'll vacuum up nicely. Interior will clean up pretty easily. I actually like the wood grain here. That's pretty cool. So overall, not too bad. However, let's take a look at the motorcycle. So here's the Harley. And we have the seat taken off. Owner did that. All the seat pieces here and the two saddle bags. We're going to put that on the table here so we can work on them easily. And as we look around, you'll notice in the light here, it is pretty swirly and hazy looking. And let's get up close here. Yeah, that's really hazy, really swirly on this side. And the front here, whoa, yeah, it's really bad. So we'll start cleaning. We're not gonna, when we do motorcycles, we generally do not soak everything down and do a traditional wash outside. In fact, the owner doesn't even do that. So we said, nope, that's not what we do for motorcycles. We'll do a waterless or rinseless wash. And that's basically how he cares for this, is he does his own kind of a rinseless or waterless wash after each ride. So we're going to take care of his ride and make this thing look incredible again. So I'll show you highlights. Definitely as we polish here, I want to show you some 50/50s of how the paint is looking. And also the windscreen here is also swirled. So we'll see what we can do in helping this look better. I don't know if it'll completely come out, but it should come out much, much better. So to do the rinseless wash, I'm going to use the McKee's N914 rinseless wash. I always mention this, I'm not a fan of rinseless washes on my customers' vehicles, only because, normal vehicles like the one that we have out there, even for a maintenance wash, they just need more than a rinseless wash. I need to pull out the pressure washer, I need to degrease, I need to do the wheels and top. So we just do everything out there. Traditional wash, it's fine, it's quick for us, and I find it's more effective. But for a motorcycle like this, or a garage queen, say a vehicle doesn't really even leave the garage that often, then I'll use a rinseless wash, especially if it's on something classic or that you don't want to get wet. If the person says that they don't even drive it in the rain, then I'm not going to get everything wet. It's not advantageous. I'm going to use a rinseless wash. But that's for garage queens and vehicles that really don't go out in the rain or they don't get that dirty. So that's what we're going to use today. I have my bucket filled, so I'll put a few ounces of this in there and some microfibers. Oh, also, a bunch of the McKee's products now you can purchase on Car Supply's warehouse. So yeah, check that out. guys, now let's give you an update. We just, well, I just polished this front wing here and the front part of the fender, and my wife has been working on the saddlebags here, and they're coming out great. So you saw what it looked like before, and I'm still going to refine this. I'm actually going to use the micro cut. For some reason, this finished down a little bit better than this, so it could be different paint. I think this is a little bit softer. But we'll use the micro cut from Kosh Chemie and the black pad to make this look much better. But you can see the heavy defects are gone, and you're just left with some of the light, you know, hazing and a little bit of micro marring from the pad. And I'm just using the orange Lake Country pad and fine cut from Kosh Chemie, and it's turning out great. And the fender here really turned out good. Now you can see here, this is a 2013. It's going to have some pitting going on here. So now that the swirls are gone, you can see the paint has clarity, but now you're dealing with pitting. That's just what's going to happen. This customer loves to ride his bike, his motorcycle, so it's going to get some wear and tear. And you know, it is a road bike anyway, so it's going to get a lot of these chips and road rash and pitting from just being on the road. That's just a natural occurrence. That's just what happens. So as long as we can get the heavy swirls out and make it gloss up, that's what we're going to do. Now the light here brings out these defects even more so. I really can't even see this with the naked eye. So, and even the pitting does not come out that much with the naked eye. It looks incredible. And the sun, and in the sun it'll look even better. All the chrome is polished. We used Renegade Pipe Dream and polished all of the chrome. And you saw that we did this side of the tank. Again, I'm still going to refine it a little bit, even though, wow, it doesn't really need too much. It looks really awesome. So we have some heavy scratches here. Can't do anything about that. And we have where the seat wears into the tank. Can't do anything about that. So, yeah. But this side, look at that compared to what we polished. That's crazy. Yeah. So we also have some issues going on back here. See, there was a wire that was across here that kind of ate into the paint, and we have a big deep scratch there we're going to try to touch up. So back here is really rough, but that's all right. We're going to do our best. And yeah, the sides of the pieces here are all messed up, but again, we'll polish it, we'll make it look better, so it'll look at least nice and glossy and relatively defect free. It's not going to be perfect, but man, that's a huge improvement from there to there. Oh, he is going to love this. That's really the major concern of the customer, was these heavy defects. So this is looking much better. It'll refine and look amazing. I still have yet to polish this. Now, the reason I taped here is not because of polish residue. It's simply to protect the plastic here against the polisher, the side of the polisher rubbing up against it. So it's not because of residue, it's because of protection. So I'm going to retape this a little bit better, and then I'm going to polish the windscreen here and see if we can make that look clearer also. So far, coming out great. Saddlebags also, man, they look good. There's some deep, yeah, these are some deep scratches here. But overall, it was pretty bad before. It was very bad before. These are some deep scratches. So can't do too much about that. But we'll refine these a little bit more and get a little bit of the marring out and make it clear up a little bit more. Yeah, big scratches there as well. So we'll refine these a little bit more. Okay guys, I'm going to show you something here that's pretty interesting, and it has to do with the windshield here. So let me get my light. Now I just polished the left side of the windscreen, and you see, oh no, it didn't make a difference. Yeah, it actually did. That's on the inside. Here's what it looked like before. Here's actually the outside. I can't polish the inside of that. I can try to do it by hand, but it's not really going to make that much of a difference. you'd have to take this off and polish the inside of the windscreen. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. You can see it did diminish a little bit, but yeah, that's just on the inside. So you can see down here, it would have looked much clearer. Still some little deep scratches I'm not going to attack. I'm trying to get overall clarity, but you can definitely see how much it made a difference here. See? So it's like that up here too. It's just the other side is where you're seeing those heavy defects. You can kind of see the transition here. See, it's really bad. Yeah, it looks better. But just an interesting thing to note when you're doing motorcycles, you have these weird types of issues that you got to deal with. And communicate with the customer. If they want that taken off, it's just more of a risk. So I'd rather not deal with that. If you're shooting, you know, for perfection, you really want to get everything perfect, then you can go ahead and do that. But you can see there the difference already. And that's just using the orange pad again. And I just switched over to 3D1. I feel it has a little bit more bite. So yeah, I think it made a big difference, at least on that part you can see down below. So this will clear up a little bit more. Okay, now my wife just refined these with the Koshikemi microcut. Oh yeah, much better. Look at that. It is awesome. You still have your deep scratches here, but the overall clarity and everything, man, oh, it looks so good. Much, much better. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right. I have to still finish things off with microcut here, and then we'll be ready to wipe it down and coat it. All right, guys, we are done for the day. The bike is finally done, and I actually had my wife coat everything. That's because I was actually on a call with a fellow detailer answering some questions, and well, she actually completed the rest of this. She did an amazing job. These things are looking so good. Now, yes, look, we have some heavy fingernail scratches here that they're not going to go away because they're too deep. We have some deep defects here, but clarity is restored from what it used to look like. So much better. And the main motorcycle here, oh man, look at that. It looks so good. True, there's some other deep defects in there that just won't go away, but man, for the most part, It looks so nice. Look at the pitting there. Crazy. But it's cleared up. The tank also, wow, look at that. There's some really deep scratches there. But again, your overall effect from what it used to look like, huge improvement. Back here, looks really good. I actually touched that little scratch up there a little bit, but it's still going to show up because it's a deep scratch. So chrome is looking incredible. Wow, I don't even focus there. There we go. Yep, back here looks so nice. All right, motorcycle is ready to go. That's going to be picked up this evening in about an hour or so, and he'll just put everything back. Now he's going to replace the seats. That's why we didn't really do anything with the seats. So he's going to replace them. This thing is done. Oh, hi, Lazy. What are you doing? Oh, really? Here, go inside. Go lounge by the pool. So the Rogue is done, sitting and waiting to be picked up. And yeah, so all in all, a pretty busy day. I thought it was going to be an easy day, but I mean, it's almost 5 o'clock now, and man, just finished. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on today. And we finally got rid of the garage door. That was picked up. The couch was picked up also. So now as we go into the detail lounge, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. All right. At least that corner's cleared up. I know, ugly cardboard. We'll get rid of it. And well, we got this new TV, not to go here, but we upgraded the one in our place, of course, and then we're going to put the other one down here. So upgraded the TV in our own place, but we'll put the other older one, I think, right there. So that's what we've decided. We're going to put the TV there, eventually the fridge here, and I think that'll work out really nice. Now guys, let me show you a new polisher. I know, another polisher. But you know what? The more I see these cordless polishers coming out, the more I want to check them out for myself. Okay, so the polisher that I picked up was this guy. This is the Batoka, I think that's how you pronounce it, Batoka polisher. I saw this on AliExpress. That's the only place you can get it for now. I don't know why they're not selling it on Amazon, because this thing has some very interesting features. And what do you think it looks like? I know everybody's like, oh, it looks like Roops. It's a ripoff of Roops. No, it's not. When people say it's a ripoff off of something, they got to make sure to do their research to find out if it truly is or not. Now, it's hard to say because, how do you get over to China, to these factories, to see exactly what they're doing? But usually, things are designed here, made in China, made overseas, wherever. Who cares? Who cares? Because so many things are made overseas that are imported here. They're designed here, like your phones, your iPhone. Everybody loves the iPhone. It's made in China. Now, of course, it's going to depend on the type of components that they use. Just like here, we have warehouses and shops and manufacturers that produce high-end stuff. And at the same time, the same company will also produce lower-end stuff. Same company, but they have a high, maybe a medium, a low end, because they will price it at different prices. And will it be less quality? Yeah, maybe they use cheaper components or whatever, or maybe not. They just put a sticker on it and they say it's higher end or lower end and price it accordingly. That's the way business works. Who cares where it's made as long as the quality is there? And if it is there, work with it. We come to the Batoka. Let me grab some other polisher here. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I picked up the Flex. This is the Flex XFE 150, I believe it's called. It's the 15 millimeter cordless. And I've been using this, and I do like it. But the only thing I don't like about it is the backing plate. I don't want it to be that big. Now, some will say that's because it will finish down better on softer paints and so on. Yeah, that might be true. But this bears a hefty price tag. This thing is like $500+, or around $550, something like that, depending on where you get it. That's pretty expensive. So for guys who are just starting out, to lay down that much money I don't know if it's really that advantageous to do that. But that's up to you. That's your money, it's your budget, it's your business. You do whatever you need to do. But I know when I was starting out, I'm not going to buy this polisher. It's just too much money. If I'm doing corrections and making the money and it's coming in, fine, I'd buy it because I see it as an investment. But people who just say, buy the best because it's the best and it's an investment and blah, 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 well, they obviously have never been poor before or have never had to watch how much money they spend. People who say that, I'm not going to trust their judgment. Buying the best is subjective and bias. It's just the way it is. People have versions of what they deem are the best. I think that the Rinseless polisher is amazing, but is it the best? I'm never going to say that. I'm not going to say it's the best. It all depends on what you like. I've used the Max Shine polishers, the Pro 15. I have the green version. That thing is incredible. It could definitely go head to head with the Rinseless, and it's priced cheaper, a couple $100 cheaper. So who's to say what the best is? The best is in the eyes or the hands of the one using the polisher. That's going to be the best. So you make that judgment call. But check this out, guys. Here we have the Batoka and the Flex. Very, very similar. These are more similar than the SPTA, comparing it to either the Flex or the Rinseless. This actually is more like the Flex. Let me show you what I found. So here is a Flex battery. Here's the Batoka. Keep doing that. Keep hitting the trigger. Flex battery. Batoka. Batoka battery. Flex. I don't know anything about the laws and the copyrights on batteries and all that type of stuff. And I'm not going to say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that whatever company Batoka comes from, if it's Batoka or something else, whatever, why do they make their batteries just like the Flex? Is it a ripoff? Or is one company making the batteries for all these different companies? Think about that. I know Flex is a German company and they claim that it's their own batteries and all of that. You can hear it from a Flex representative or whatever, but who is to say unless you go there and you search through their pockets and you find out where they're getting their equipment from? Are they truly designing it and manufacturing it themselves? Are they outsourcing it to a different company that actually owns the patent to it or has the permission to make it? Who's to say? How do you investigate that? You would have to go to these companies and find out their secrets, and they're not going to allow you to do that. They are simply going to tell you, we have the rights to this, we make that, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that. It's like the argument that iPhone and Samsung had. Samsung makes some of the components and the glass and the stuff for iPhone. But then iPhone was suing Samsung for the same stuff and the technology and all. I know there's all sorts of little things that go into that. I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying it's interesting, and don't just say it's a rip-off of that or a rip-off of this, or say it's a cheap whatever or a cheap... No. You grab the tool yourself, you put it in your hands and you use it, then you make up your mind. Don't just come up with whatever idea that pops into your head and or whatever information you think you've heard, because unless you go there yourself and investigate for yourself and you go into these companies and you say, open your doors and let me see exactly what you're doing and how you're manufacturing your tools, your batteries and everything, which they will never allow you to do, then you will never truly know. So to quote a well-known chef that I like to watch on YouTube, he says what he's come to realize is everybody is wrong all the time. It's not an actual statement, a factual statement. It's just to say that so many people are wrong all the time. I've been wrong about many things, and that's why I've come to the conclusion that, hey, it works for me. If it's right for me and I'm seeing it firsthand, then that's my truth. That's my real. But if it doesn't work for you, I don't know. It could be because of the variables. People don't take the variables into consideration. They think things are cut and dry when they are not. Variables will come into every single thought, every single process, every single company, every single product, everything, because it's a big world and things change on the other side of the planet. And what one says is the right way to do it, literally on the other side of the planet, they say, it doesn't work for me, I do it this way. Who's wrong, who's right? It's really not that big of a deal, guys. If it works for you, that's your right. That is your correct. So take that for what it's worth. I've had to drown out so much garbage over the years. Things that I thought I learned from other detailers who were well known and reputable and all that, which they are, and they said, do this, this is the way. And I do it and I'm like, not really. Didn't work for me. What's going on? Is he wrong? Or is it just the variables? I use a similar technique, switch it up, adapt it to what I need, and then it works. So when it comes to detailing, which is very fluid, you have to adapt. You have to evolve. I guess that's basically what it is. You have to evolve in this business and in this service, in this trade, because man, things change all the time. So keep all of that in mind. I say all of this because, you know, the more things that I purchase and find and experiment with and try out, the more that I find there's no cut and dry anything. There will always be variables. There will always be opinions. There will always be changes that occur. And you have to keep up with the changes as well. And you have to educate yourself, but also you have to just put the product or the tool in your hands and use it for yourself. Then make a judgment call for you, not for everybody else. Not to say that someone picks this up, they don't like it for whatever reason. They give you the reasons, they say it's a piece of junk. And then someone else picks it up and they're like, why did they say that? This thing works perfect for me. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm really trying to focus in on in this channel, is realism. Being real and understanding the variables with everything. It's not so cut and dry. It's not so simple. You have to test things. You have to understand things. And don't just believe someone just because they're on YouTube. Don't just believe me. If you think this is a ripoff of the Flex and you don't like it for whatever reason, all right, that's your opinion. But if you haven't used it and you haven't seen it for yourself to see what it can do, well, people can trust or not trust that opinion. If you haven't used it yourself, I don't know, I'm not going to trust you. Pick it up for yourself, try it for yourself. But with all that said, I think I like this better than the Flex. There, I said it. For me. That's just for me. Here are some of the reasons why. The backing plate, smaller, lower profile than the Flex. So the Flex has this thicker plate, and I do find that this stalls a little bit more. I don't know if it's due to that or not. Maybe. I'm thinking it is, but who knows. So lower profile on the backing plate, and I found that this rubs a little bit, and you can't put a washer mod. This is a very weird type of backing plate on here, so you can't put a washer mod on it like you can the Rupes. So it rubs a little bit. That could also cause stalling when you start to put a little bit of pressure and things heat up a little bit. Things tend to warp a little bit, and it will rub against that. This, you can see clearly the space underneath it, like they already put a washer mod in it or just designed it appropriately so it doesn't rub against anything. Now, one other thing that this does have that makes it not necessarily better, just different, but it is something of note. The new SPTA version 2, I am loving. It's very smooth. It is awesome. It's a little bit quieter. It's a little bit different tone, but I think it's slightly quieter, this. And you'll notice that this trigger, It is not a variable speed trigger. Click on, click off, that's it. While the Batoka is variable. Nice touch. The trigger on this is variable. And it also has, of course, the same dial here. Well, this dial, slightly different. So, similarities, yes, but a lot of different qualities to it. Now with the Flex, let's put the battery back in here. You see that? It's not variable. It's click on, click off. Why? Why would they put a nicer trigger in a cheaper machine? And I say cheaper as in less affordable, not in quality. I mean, quite the variable. It's like 5 different steps or more in this. And you can just put it all the way to high. Yep, it's all the way high. And start off in slow. That's pretty cool. While this, it's in high. Not variable at all. Very interesting, right? Now this is just over 200 bucks. I think it's like maybe 250. And it comes with 2 batteries, which is great. And maybe some other accessories. Depends on how many different accessories you get. But when you look at these, you see the black bar there? You see underneath it? Everything else underneath it is so similar. With, you know, the grip is a little different. But it's almost like you can take the head off of this and it's essentially a Flex. So I'm just saying this to compare. I'm showing you guys what's out there. Now, the reason I'm going with these polishers, these cordless polishers, I'm not using, I think, I forget what are the other, Ryobi makes one, and a few other companies make one. They're only like 8 or 9 millimeter throws. I don't want a short throw. I want a long throw. I want at least 15. So that's why I'm not grabbing those other cordless polishers, because I don't want a short throw. 15 minimum is what I want. That's what I like. It's what I'm used to. It's what works best. It's what works best for me. So, 15 millimeter. I gotta say, guys, I'm very impressed with these 2 machines. The price point on them is phenomenal. For beginners, they are amazing. Because for one, you don't have to worry about the cord, and it's cheaper than many other polishers, corded polishers. True, you may not get the power that the corded machines have. I think even this one, the Batoka, I think the wattage was only like 700 or 800 watt, I think. But I really didn't even notice the difference, to be honest. I didn't really notice you know, that it was lacking in power or anything like this. And I think this one also is around 700, 800. So, and that's because of the limit of power you have here. If you make it any more powerful, it's going to eat up through the battery quicker. But that's the only difference. That's really the only thing that you have to keep in mind is the power usage, because you're going to, you know, eat up batteries. But if you're a beginner, you know, if you're doing a ton of polishing as a beginner, good for you, for one thing. But maybe you might want to get like 2 of these polishers. So if you can spare the money, if you're going to spend 500 bucks, just get 2 of these. Then you have 4 batteries, 2 chargers, and 2 machines. And you could just keep switching them out and you'll never run out of juice, which is awesome. That was a loud helicopter. Plus the handling on these, they're very smooth, they're brushless motors, and the balance, it's just so nice. It really is. This is a huge upgrade from the version 1 SPTA. And the Batoka one, again, same, the quality, the smoothness, and the convenience of having cordless. So get whichever one you want. Either one of these is going to work. I just think the pro for this one is the variable trigger. It's really nice, but it runs on flex batteries. Kind of interesting. I don't know what other batteries are like that, while the SPTA has a different battery, but it's the Makita version type of battery. So you can get aftermarket Makita batteries. So I'll do some research. I'll eventually find out what type of battery, you know, the Flex works on, or it might just be the Flex. I don't know. But I only have 2 batteries for this guy right now. But I have now 2 of these. I picked up another one. So I have 2 of the version 2s now because I was jealous because my wife is using it and liking it. So I bought another one for myself. So that is just to give you an idea, an update, and to talk about these cordless polishers and about the quality, and to open up your mind and help you to understand and not just take people's word for it, and not just to scour forums or YouTube and to listen to just one person on there who says this is junk, buy this, this is the best. That is their opinion. It's their opinion. It's not their fact. Even if they test all the different machines out, that is still going to be their opinion. Can you put solid numbers behind things? Yeah, you can. I don't even care if this is a lower wattage than a Rupes machine or the Max Shine. It works extremely well. I can get the same amount of work done with this as I can the other corded polishers. True, if I run out of batteries, fine, you know, but again, you can get extra batteries. You can find a way to get extra batteries. The convenience of cordless is amazing. Plus the price point is cheaper than most other corded polishers. So you make up your own mind as to what works best for your business, your detailing. And again, I'm just showing you comparisons and showing you what I like. And I can't say necessarily what is better. It's what works for me, what I personally like. It's my opinion. So you take that for whatever it's worth. But at least I want to show you guys some options and some interesting upgrades, especially this machine. I'm really liking it. It's pretty cool. So guys, sorry if that was a long rant on that one, but I need to get that information out there. You know, there's no other way for me to really break it up into smaller sections and chunks into different videos. I need to say that stuff so that there is information out there for people to search and for people to find and understand. Detailing is a passionate trade. You know, people get really uppity about certain things, about the products that they use and the tools. And man, some people will say, if you're not using the Rupes polisher and the Rupes line, you're not a professional. In whose book? I don't use all of the Rupes stuff. I use some of it, but I've grown to love the SPTA polishers and I use them and I make a lot of money using them in my business. So with that said, let's conclude the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got some information from it as well. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who may enjoy it or benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great week.
I appreciate it again. And
yeah, you're welcome.
be in touch and hopefully get you some more business.
Sounds good, man. Enjoy.